All right, yay. Oh yeah, I gotta love that jazz music opening for Hot Pudge IG Live. The irony of it is I open up with music, but it's not always there when you see it on the YouTube channel, because sometimes YouTube picks it up and then they start complaining about copyright and all that bullshit, and I gotta edit it and whatever. It's a headache. So be careful when you're using music on YouTube, because they'll pick up on it and they'll cut you fast. Speaking of awesome music and intros, let's get started with my first guest. Actually, my only guest. I only do one per show. I don't know why I said first. I'm still getting the hang of this. I'm a stand-up comic, okay? I don't do this IG Live for a living. Not yet, and hopefully not. But anyways, coming to my IG Live, guest for tonight, she's a comedian. She does sketch, and now she's officially a podcaster. So she's doing a pod. She's got a hot podcast. I want to tell you what the. I want to fuck it up. So I'm gonna let her explain the name, because it's a very sensitive. It could be misconstrued. I don't want somebody to call me out with the political correctness. Camille Theobald, guys.
Oh hey!
And all her reindeer games. Oh my god! Oh my god! Is that antlers? Yes, it is. Yes, yeah. It is. Happy holidays! It's Christmas Eve, right? Christmas Eve.
That's tomorrow.
Tomorrow's Christmas Eve. So today's Eve.
Yep, exactly. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I'm on top. I'm keeping track.
Cool.
Camille Theobald, how are you?
I'm doing good. Just had some spaghetti. I'm at my sister's house. It's very fun.
You got your chapstick ready. See, we're right. Mira, we're comedians. We're going on. This is how we do. Thank you.
Well, Utah fried. Okay. So it's like you got to constantly be putting on chapstick, putting on lotion. It's constant.
Gotcha. Is that where you are?
Mm-hmm.
So are you there temporarily for the pandemic?
No, just for Christmas.
Okay. Just seeing family?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Damn.
All right, guys. So let me ask you, as a fellow comedian, how much do you miss stand-up, the stage? Because we're not getting much done as far as stage work and the craft or any of that.
I miss it a lot. There's things I don't miss. So when you ask me that question, it's kind of like bittersweet, because it's like I miss being on stage, interacting with a live audience, and that whole experience of being with live audience. But what I don't miss is being out late at night when it's freezing, the trains take forever to show up, dealing with people at comedy clubs who are not nice, and, all the politics bullshit. I don't miss that. That stuff.
Ditto. Yes, miss the stage. The act of being on stage and engaging with a live audience. Segue, I don't like Zoom. I'm not a Zoom guy. Okay, so like and we have this new appreciation. Like I thanks to Zoom, I appreciate the stage even more, and that interaction or lack of. Even when I bomb, I miss bombing, because at least that was a feeling too.
Yeah,
that was a reaction. That was an emotion. That was a reaction you got that you can feel. You can't feel that in Zoom, and I'll never talk bad about an open mic, because now I would do 100 of them just to be on the stage with a room for the bodies. I don't care if they're comedians. Also, that's what we get in New York City. But I don't care. And I'll give me a cold bodies. I'll take that over Zoom or nothing.
I did this live show on the roof. Like the week it's got super cold in New York, so it just gotten cold, and so there was not very many people. I was hosting, so I had to be the first person to go up. There were like 5 people, and I'm like, you know what? 5 real people to me feels like a lot. So I am down. Okay, the producer was like, "I'm so sorry. Usually there's more people, but it's cold." And I was like, "I don't care. This is great. This is amazing."
Was it the tiny cupboard?
No, it was Eric Branstein runs a show on the Upper East Side.
Okay.
Not now, just depending on the weather. Really just depends on the weather.
Yeah. There was I was saying Tiny Couple because I know they went to the roof as well. There was a lot of rooftops.
Oh yeah.
And, a lot of rooftops. And I actually did theirs right before this last shutdown. They moved from the rooftop to the first floor in the back. It wasn't technically it was indoors, but it was, the door was open, so you can feel the cold and the wind, and so there was plenty of ventilation. And they had pews, actual church pews.
Yeah, I saw pictures.
Right. Visually, it looked very cool. But I remember feeling cold, miserable. There was a low turnout. I actually took a picture, and you can see I have my mask on. You can see it in my eyes. I just look sad. It's the one where I'm camouflage, my camouflage, and it just I wasn't into it at all. I even told Daniel Parafan, who was booking it that night. I was like, "How many minutes am I doing?" He goes, "Probably 8." I'm like, "Good. I don't even know if I can do more. I'm just not, I'm just not feeling it. I haven't been on stage. I'm out of it. Mm-hmm. Whatever. Just let me get through this." And as soon as I grabbed the mic, it was just empowering. Empowering. It was cold, dismal, not that little, very little people, more comics than people, but there was 3 or 4 people. I was feeling like shit. It was cold, miserable, but then it just felt empowering. Before I know it, I got the light. And I was like, "Fuck!" And I didn't want to get off. And I had another bit ready. I was like, I got another bit, but I was like, ugh. Respect the light, even in a pandemic. And yeah, I miss it. I can't wait for it to come back. But I changed directions like a lot of comedians, including yourself. You have a podcast now.
Yeah. Well, we actually started it in 2019.
Okay.
The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City was announced. So me and Hasmin Garza got together because we're both from the same area of Utah. And I was like, they have a show about Salt Lake City that doesn't have to do with Mormons. Let's freaking do this, And like the Real Housewives franchise is huge. So I'm not a big reality TV fan, but I am a fan of Salt Lake City getting highlighted as something not Mormon. I want people to see how it. So
I saw episode 6, I believe, and let me tell you, first of all, anybody who sees this, check it out, and just be wary because there's some ignorant people like myself who saw the title of your podcast.
SLUT Housewives.
SL, because it looks like, that's why I didn't say it up top. I said, she has a podcast, I don't want to say it.
We did that on purpose.
Yeah, I know. I totally get it because I saw the comma, but I'm like, I don't get it. Because it says SL. I like sluts. Sluts are great. I'm pro slut. Pero, I know it's not because there's a comma there. What is it? And yes, Salt Lake City, Utah. I get it. And then Housewives.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, you guys nailed it. That's perfect. It's your backyard. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, kind of in Salt Lake City, the SL/UT or comma UT, because in the city, like no one calls it Salt Lake City. We all call it Salt Lake. Like, where do you live? Oh, I live in Salt Lake. No one calls it Salt Lake. Kind of like in New York. I don't really say I live in New York City. I'm like, I live in New York. I don't know,
Yeah, the borough.
So, yeah. So that's kind of like, there's T-shirts with it and stuff, and so yeah, we're like, okay, people who live in Utah will know. People who don't will just find it intriguing and click on it. That's all we care about, But we have gotten a couple like messages like, what a real slut housewife would be. Like,
yeah, it's a double-edged sword. You got. There you go. It's definitely clickbait. Clickbait. The little SLUT, because obviously you got some slut correspondence, but definitely fun. I mean, it is. The whole Housewives is a huge. How many different Housewives show are there? There's like 4 or 5 cities. There's Jersey. There was Atlanta. There's the basketball. It's
Atlanta, Jersey, Potomac, Orange County, Beverly Hills. Did I already
Huge
say?
market.
There's so many. It's so many.
Huge market. And I mean, I don't watch reality shows. I'm not a big fan. My wife does. You know, she watches hers, of course. So, and when I saw your episode, I'm like, oh, that's perfect. You just nailed it. It's your backyard. It's a huge brand, and you guys are gonna nail it. You're gonna knock it out the park. How many episodes have you done so far?
So we did like 3 episodes just because once the housewives were announced, we wanted to get the gossip and the background info out. So, oh my gosh, how many episodes? We're up to 5 episodes of the actual show, and we had 3 episodes before that. So 8. We're up to 8 episodes now. Yeah.
So do you follow an episode with the podcast to recap and gossip? I love that because you guys it's girl talk, it's gossiping. You guys are totally nailing it. So it's like after every episode you do one? Yeah.
So the show premieres on cable Wednesday night and available on like the apps on Thursday. So we release Friday morning so that everybody has watched it, and then Friday morning they listen to our podcast to hear our takes. And we're pretty we have like very different views, so it's perfect because then people see both sides of things, and I think it's good to have that argument or that discussion of like, no, I think it was like this, no, I think it was like this, and this is why,
No,
yeah.
I think it's, how many episodes are there? I think it's totally great. You have it nailed, you have it timed, and it's almost now the wheel is rolling.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. How many episodes do they plan on having?
Usually it's 12, but might have gotten cut off. We're not sure. We think there's going to be 12, but there's a possibility there only be
8.
So, yeah.
Why?
So,
is it because of the pandemic they cut off?
Yeah.
That sucks.
So we'll see. There's been but
is this their first season?
Yeah, first season.
Okay.
So we don't know if they're going to get a second season. Hoping like numbers were down because people think how that's going to be boring. It's going to be boring. Housewives, but it's not. I mean, we have Muslim housewife. We have a preacher. She's like what are they, like? Not Baptist. She's one of the
not meth head.
One of
Methodist. There you go. Not the other meth.
It's the Pentecostal.
Pentecostal, yeah. Baptist, Pentecostal, meth.
Yeah.
I keep saying Methodist. I'm sorry.
The Pentecostal. And then we only have 1 Mormon, and then we have like 2 ex-Mormons, and then a Jewish housewife. So
okay, Mazel Tov. They got the whole crew.
We got everybody. We're very diverse. Okay.
I hope they keep going. I mean, God, can they? I know a lot of people are filming during the pandemic, but it's very difficult.
Yeah.
I don't know what it looks like out there. What is the status over here? We're in our second lockdown. They just shut down the 25% that we had. They took it away, so that's gone.
Right.
And so restaurants, bars are all shut down. The only thing open maybe is gyms and a bowling alley or 2, and the mall.
Why are gyms not restaurants? I guess because you put a mask on in a gym.
You know what? I don't know. I have no idea. This is ass backwards. I'm hoping that you have a better democracy, better leadership in Utah, because over here it's just it felt like it was good in the beginning, like we had some leadership, and I was like, all right, yeah, and then all of a sudden it's like, where are you going? You just made a left. Now you're going backwards. Now you're going. Now you lost. Now you lost us, and it's like, now it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's worse in Utah. In Utah state, so the Salt Lake City is Democratic, but then outside of that, it's all Republican. So usually the Republican candidate wins in Utah. So there's a lot of people. It's a hoax. We were at this store the other day, and some guy was walking around no mask. Some lady was walking around with just the shield, and I was like, "Don't you get, like, the shield stops spit from coming into your eyes, but it doesn't stop mouth stuff or if like if you were to say something, it doesn't help us." You know,
Right.
the mask is to save other people as well. So yeah, we indoor dining, not a problem. So yeah,
So you guys have indoor dining. What's
Yep.
your percentile? What's your percentage?
I don't know. Looked like pretty normal to me. I think
Oh shit. Oh wow. No restrictions.
it wasn't packed, but it was like every other table was.
Okay, yeah, obviously they have some kind of guidelines. They
Yeah.
have some kind of segregation, 6 feet minimum, and you have to have your mask on and stuff like that. So with that said, what are your numbers? What are your COVID numbers like as far as people getting infected or dying?
Utah, I have no idea. I haven't really been looking. Before coming, I was kind of looking at it because I wasn't sure if I should buy a ticket or not. Because I was like, it's pretty bad. It's worse than New York. How's that?
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
That's pretty.
It's seriously here. The hospitals are packed, and it's more spread out, so you don't feel it as harshly.
Really? So
You know,
it's
towns are all spread out. It's all suburbs.
interesting. It's spread out. You have more space, but the numbers are worse than New York.
When I was looking at it, like in the red zone of like numbers climbing. I don't know if it's compared people because people in Utah as there are in New York City, but I think percentage wise,
Wow, it's you know what? I mean, we've been in this pandemic since March, late March, and I think we've between all 50 states and all these cities, we've all tried to look at it at every single angle and everybody's done every single thing from total lockdown to no lockdown to a hoax to staying home. And then honestly, I don't think there is a foolproof way to beat it other than get the vaccine and try to keep everybody just as segregated as possible. The vaccine's here. I mean, I just hope. I know a buddy of mine just got it a few days ago. I'm watching him carefully. He's in the military. So so a couple of people in the military that they actually asked for volunteers, and he volunteered. So I'm watching him closely.
wow.
Yeah, and let's see what happens because I need my stage.
Yeah, of course. Okay, let's see. Utah total cases 253,000, the whole state, and then deaths only 1,154. So, I don't know, but yeah.
I don't see how it can still be a hoax with numbers like that from I mean, you got a big city. Hmm?
Thanksgiving, it spiked because everyone went and hung out with their family.
Well, they're saying there's going to be a spike in January because, there's going to be a spike. There's going to be the Thanksgiving spike. Then there's going to be the Christmas spike. Then there's going to be the New Year spike. And we should be good in March. Kwanzaa spike. Oh, Three Kings. The Three Kings spike. Those Puerto Ricans. Puerto Ricans are going to be the last spike. Oh, the Super Bowl spike.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we're fucked till April.
Man. Yeah, it's gonna. What's cool is my sister. She works for a public school, and she's going to get back in January. So, people who are public workers are getting it soon. So that's good.
Yeah, I think it's going to roll out slowly but surely. But people predict we may not get back to normal. Maybe 2022. Some people are saying. I don't see us in the entertainment field coming back till there. Maybe summer. Maybe by 4th of July. Maybe we'll have 25%. But I don't even know if that includes comedy clubs. worst case scenario, do you have a plan besides the podcast?
I've been editing my 45 minutes that I did in February. I'm going to release that on Spotify and iTunes, of course, and anywhere people can get that. Hi, gotcha dog. What's up? Okay. And so release that. I'm working on a book. And, you know, continue to do sketches on TikTok and Instagram and just continually create content and stay creative as much as possible. I can't survive without creating something at all times, you know, even if I gave up and never did it again, I would be knitting blankets. Okay, this is just what I do. I create all the time. So I'll always be creating something. And honestly, I think in the summertime we're gonna go back to those outdoor shows, and I loved those outdoor shows. I know people complained about them, but some of them were so fun. A lot of all the tiny covered shows that I did in the summer were amazing. Loved them. There were a couple that got rained out. Of course, those sucked. But the ones that didn't were amazing. The rain sucks, obviously, but when you get a nice sunny day, it's just like a club.
Good point. I think the outdoor shows will come back in this hopefully March, as soon as it starts warming up a bit, because businesses are hurting. So they might not even wait. If we get a warm February and they open up to 25%, you might see. So I think we're going to have a lot of independent shows before the comedy clubs. So yes, good point. I'm definitely going to look forward to that as well. I mean, I was tempted to start producing, and I was trying it, but it didn't work out. But yeah, I might even go that route again for the spring, because we need our craft. And exactly what you said. Shout out to you, myself, and all the other comedians who lost our craft but evolved in other ways, and it's been pretty cool. It's been fun, challenging. I feel challenging. I mean, I'm not the technological guy. I'm the get off my lawn, and I don't know how to do this, and how does Instagram work? And I've been fucking up every which way from Tuesday, but I got it. I'm getting it.
Yeah, look at this. Look at what we're doing. We did it.
Yeah. I mean, look, I got a cool background for season 2, and I have a YouTube channel. This is episode 40. I think this is episode 40.
Nice.
Mira. So, and yes, I am doing some writing. I have some, let's see, a book that I've been slowly working on, a little bio of myself. What else? A couple of treatments, working on some treatments. Those are easy. And yes, and hopefully this will roll out to a couple of podcasts come the springtime. So I have 2 podcasts that should be rolling out. So yeah, like you said, even if we weren't in comedy, even if they took it away, there's still some kind of creative process. It's hilarious, because, you know, we didn't know it was there until they took comedy away, and here it is, and we're pushing more than ever.
Well, before I always wanted to have a lot of sketches on my Instagram, because it's fun and quick, and I was doing at least 1 sketch a week with John Laster, and it was fun, but you know, it's hard to juggle all of it, day job, shows at night, and then filming and editing and all of that. And then finally when quarantine happened, I was like, wow, I can actually just super focus on this. So it was kind of nice in that way. I feel like a lot of good things have happened this year, personally, and a lot of people have said they've used this time to really go inward and figure themselves out. You know, in America, we are so focused on just constant productivity. How can I work, more money, more buying shit, consumption. We're told to constantly consume things, and in order to do that, we have to make money. And so we just spend our entire lives working and buying and working and buying, And then quarantine happens, and those things are taken away from us. And so, like, our entire way of life and everything that society has told us as people who live in the United States, how we've been programmed to be is like gone away. And I think a lot of people realized just how stressful that life is and how meaningless it is. Like,
hamster in a hamster wheel.
yes. And to sit back and like spend time by yourself or even with family, taking time to, like, this is what people used to do back in the day,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
like even like in the 50s, you just had so much, you had to bond with your family members. Like, there was no choice but to talk to people in real life all the
Get
time.
to know people. Yeah.
That's all your entertainment is. And like,
Yeah.
maybe sometimes something on the radio would come on, like.
Yeah, get to know people, create people. And it's funny, like I said, hamster and a hamster wheel. That's where this society is. And I realized that 15 years ago when I made the decision to do comedy, because I was at a weird point in my life. And when that epiphany came and I just started looking at my life, I'm like, I'm doing the same thing. I'm doing the same thing. I'm like all my friends. I'm seeing the neighborhood. I'm like everyone's doing the same thing, and now I'm doing the same thing. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be in this wheel. I got to do something. I said, oh, wait a minute. I have a dream. I had a dream. Where's that dream go? You know what? I think now is a good time. And so yeah, shout out to everybody who's learning that now and hopefully taking that leap of faith and changing direction, changing lanes, and just finding themselves. And I think a lot of good's going to come out of this. It's shitty as we speak, but I think a lot of good will come out. We might get some more creative people. And on the flip side, we might get people who think they're creative. They might drop out, which is cool. They can get out of our lane. Like, okay, Mira, you're taking up space. Go. Go. You can't hang. So who knows?
If you give up, it's kind of, or like, you decide comedy's no longer free. I think it's more forgiving right now, because it's like, yeah, we get it. Like, the world like almost ended. So if that made you realize like comedy's not it, then good. Like, it's like, it's more understandable. And I think more forgiving than to know someone who just randomly out of nowhere just like, you know what? I don't like this anymore. Which is like, you know what? Power to you, because I don't.
Which is a good thing, because they found themselves.
Yes.
They found themselves, which is this is good. This is good. Maybe we clear the path for us, because I know it's getting a little dog eat dog. It was, like you said, the hanging out, the late nights, the politics, the nasty people or the mean people, in our comedy society. It could be, heavy. Yeah. It could be heavy. So this break is nice. I'm just taking it for what it is, and let's see what happens. I want to come out swinging on the other end of this, and I know you're going to come out swinging too.
Thank you, man. Yeah, you will. We're doing it.
Much appreciated. I know you got to get out of here. So on that note, thank you. Happy holidays. God bless.
You too.
Shout out to everybody. Gotcha dog. Thank you. That's your dog. That's not my dog. That's your dog. Gotcha dog, right? 420.
For that, who that was, and then Comedy Pete misses the 50s. Well, I don't miss everything about the 50s. Just that we had more time.
Yeah, Pete, call me again. God, this guy never calls. Don't ask Pete to call you. Don't ask Pete to call you. He's not gonna call.
He's too big.
I know because he's in the 50s still. He still has a rotary. That's his problem. He's got a rotary phone at home. That's Comedy Pete. He's on the rotary phone. He's got his Fonzie poster up in his wall. Get to today, Pete. Get to today. Get a cell phone. Anyway, so shout out to you and your podcast. Okay, so what's the correct? I don't want to say it wrong.
SLUT Housewives.
SLUT Housewives. and
Yeah.
that's for the Salt Lake City Housewives show.
Yep.
And the show airs Wednesday nights. It comes out via media or Thursdays.
Well, Friday morning is when the podcast
Yes.
on iTunes, SoundCloud, all the different
Right. So Wednesday it airs, Thursday it's on the people's cell phones, and Friday it's the official Your Podcast, SLUT Housewives, with you and your co-host. I'm sorry,
Hasmin Garza.
is she a comedian?
Yeah.
Okay, because I felt that. I saw that she's very natural. She's organic. You guys got that. Yeah, I can. The force is strong. I felt it. The force was strong with her.
She's very funny. Very love her. And I mean, we roast these housewives. We roast them. Okay, we're not like fangirling, like, oh my gosh, they just saw that. Like, we're like making fun of them because we're comedians, and why not? You have to.
You got to do. Go get them. Go get them.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Again, every Friday, SLUT Housewives, and it's awesome. And hopefully they'll continue with the episodes. You guys can keep going.
Awesome.
And definitely follow you because I love your sketches. They're fucking hilarious. Your sketches. They're on Instagram, right? Your IG handle?
I have some on Instagram, Camille Comedy.
Camille Comedy.
TikTok, Camille Comedy number 2. Yeah.
Camille Comedy 2 on TikTok. So Camille Comedy 2 on TikTok.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'll see you. Hopefully, I'll see you next year when you get back.
Yes, definitely.
We'll do a roof.
Yes.
We'll do a rooftop together. I'll see you on the roof.
Okay.
All right.
Bye, sweetie.
Take care. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Camille Theobald, the one and only. She's a stand-up comic. She does sketches. She's got TikTok. She's got Instagram. And now she's got SLUT Housewives. Again, it airs her episodes. Her podcast airs every Friday, so check it out. I'm Pudge Fernandez. Thank you for watching Hot Pudge IG Live. If you missed the beginning of this episode or any other episodes, you can go to my YouTube channel, Hot Pudge Sunday. Again, Hot Pudge Sunday is the name of my YouTube channel. And if you're watching this live right now, tune in tomorrow. Tomorrow I have a very special guest. The gentleman I'm having on is actually somebody that I went to junior high school with, and he's a Navy veteran and he's a federal agent. So a cool twist, not a comedian, an actual civilian / veteran / federal agent. His name is Raul Seychelles. Is that his real name? Raul is, but not the last name. He just put up a bogus last name because he has to protect his identity. Again, he's law enforcement and former military. He's obviously arrested quite a few people. So let's see if we can get some intriguing stories out of him. It should be interesting as fuck. So again, thank you, Camille Theobald. Stay tuned for episode 41 with Raul Seychelles, federal agent. And what else? And he's an MMA guy too. So if you're into MMA or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, yeah, I think he's like a purple 3rd degree burgundy belt or some shit like that. So we'll find out tomorrow. So again, thank you, Hot Pudge IG Live. My name is Pudge Fernandez, guys. Have a good night. Be safe.